Speaking of Tai Chi, though.
Yeah, that's a good transition. We have Best of the Super Juniors, and then Road to Dominion, and then Dominion. All right.
I want Marty Scurll in New Japan full time.
I think we all do, but obviously...
Yes, indeed.
Although we are kind of clamoring to get the new leaders versus British Strong Style somewhere, somehow.
I don't know if I want Marty in New Japan full time, but I could definitely see more of Marty in New Japan. It was very entertaining.
It was so great, and it was just so fun to see how the fans took to it.
Yeah. Maybe he comes in, with the same frequency of the Young Bucks, whatever. But I don't know, like full time, not so much. I think that I like the idea of him popping up in New Japan, him going to ROH, him showing up in England, or other indies around the world. I like that idea of him just being everywhere as the villain. I don't necessarily just want him locked down to one area. Can I say that I really like, as far as if we're just going to talk about the finals of the Super Junior, that I love the match. Him teaming up with Kenny Omega was brilliant.
Yes.
That spot with Okada, I want to say it was Okada was about to hit the Rainmaker on him or whatever, and he had the umbrella and popped the umbrella out at him. Was just
it's the rain stopper.
Yeah, it's like oh my god, it was so great, man. Like just Okada's reaction to when all of a sudden the umbrella pops out, he's just like, oh shit, like I didn't see that coming. Was just so entertaining.
He and Kenny make a really good team. That's why I would see more of him over there working with.
Oh yes. The hugs, like them. I don't know if it's them taking. Does anybody else in this show watch Being the Elite?
Oh yeah.
So, did you not notice like how like them teaming up was almost like a continuation of their personalities or their gimmicks or whatever on Being the Elite? Like they just took what they do on Being the Elite and they just transferred it to their tag team. Where they would stop and they would hug or whatever, I couldn't get enough of that match, actually.
It was so much fun. And Kenny Omega has said he hates serious matches, so seeing him actually, even though with that hair, God knows that hair, it's okay, I'm not going to say anything about the hair. Even though one of his extensions during that match did make a run for it down his back and off his shirt, I think it was during a hug, Marty pulled it out or something. But yeah, just seeing him in matches that aren't serious and they're fun like that, and seeing Okada in matches like that, it's a different take on them, and it's just so entertaining and so refreshing that everything doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Even when you've got two of the top stars in the world, they can still be stupid with umbrellas.
If nobody else is going to say anything, I'm going to once again say, why in the hell is David Finley on my fucking TV?
Prince Leopard panties.
Be nice to David. Be nice to David.
No, you're not nice to Tanahashi's hair. You don't like Omega's hair. You hate Tai Chi. The way you feel about Tai Chi is the way that I feel about Dave Finley.
The whole world hates Tai
that's
Chi.
bad.
Like, oh god, like he serves like that whole 8-man would have been so much better without him in it.
I think David needs to go on excursion like Jay White and maybe go somewhere else for a little while. I don't know why.
I think he needs to go on an excursion like his couch or his home and never come out.
He's not that bad.
He has the personality of a spoonful of mayonnaise.
Oh God, that's real bad.
and he's the same complexion.
Hey now, don't be start talking about pale people. We can't help it.
Oh man.
Some of us have very delicate skin and burn in the sun. So
and this isn't even getting into the leopard panties or the guy liner yet.
Like, he is when I'm more entertained by the Young Lions match, and by every other Young Lion than you who supposedly graduated from the dojo, and I feel like the Young Lions have more personality than you, aka Mr. Spoonful of Mayonnaise. Please stay off of my TV. It was terrible, downright horrible, and I feel like it should be I feel like it's a crime that he takes up a space on the New Japan roster.
A space that can be used to bring back Captain New Japan.
Ugh.
Well, why don't we talk about Best of Juniors? And since Will didn't get a chance to talk about it last time, just run down your thoughts on what you thought of Best of the Super Juniors.
I think leading up to, I think that with 2020 hindsight being what it is, first of all, Abby, I lost the bet. You won. I will say that even on the final day, when I thought that he was just going to say the hell with it and show out, when he had, the biggest guy on the roster there to catch him and stuff, he didn't do anything that he's known for. He didn't fly, he wasn't aerial. There was really nothing super about ACH, unfortunately, besides him yelling out the word super, for the past 2 weeks. I will give you that, Abby. I think it was very well booked. Well booked to a point. I feel like knowing that this was, Jushin Liger's last, Super Juniors tournament, I really feel like they jobbed him out a little bit too much. The fact that he got, one victory the entire tournament was horrible. I understand, unless he's retiring, then it would have made sense, but I heard that this was just his last tournament, not that he was actually retiring.
I don't think he's retiring, but this was his last one.
Yeah, like, if he's retiring, then yes, you need to go out on your back. But he's not retiring, so I feel like they should have gave the fans something for nostalgia. At least let him make it to the finals for his block. And then, bow out gracefully. Other than that, I had really no huge, serious complaints about the tournament as a whole. As far as the finals match goes, dare I say that was a match of the year. That was definitely the, junior heavyweight equivalent of the Omega Okada match to me. It was athletic, it was emotional, it was intense. I actually watched it and then went back and watched it again. The finals was everything that the finals of a tournament should be, and I really enjoyed the finals.
I loved the finals between Will and Kushida. I thought it was a beautifully done match.
I thought it was a good match, but I think they told the wrong story in the ring. I thought Will Ospreay really outworked Kushida, and then Kushida ends up getting the victory. I mean, I agree with Abby, what she was saying about how the booking was very conservative, but the story in the ring really didn't fit with the outcome of the match.
And you're just not a fan of Kushida being pushed to the top again anyway.
I mean, I would be if he did something more than just Back to the Future, just getting a new Back to the Future move. If he broke out 5 or 6 new moves and it was a new Kushida, I'd be all about it, but it's kind of the same old Kushida with one new move. Yay. Hooray, exciting.
I mean, I kind of felt that they were going to go with Kushida from the beginning anyway, because that was the story they were telling before Best of the Super Juniors. I thought it was going to be him or Ricochet, and it didn't surprise me that it was Kushida. I've kind of resigned myself to that fact, but hopefully he doesn't win, considering we have Hiromu as the champion, and he is just so damn good at everything.
And I'm kind of torn on that. I was talking to Stevie about this, where it's like, I don't want Kushida to win, but on the one hand, if he doesn't win, that makes what I felt kind of a pointless Best of the Super Juniors is going to be even more pointless because the winner didn't win the title. But then if the winner does win the title, if Kushida does win, then my interest in the junior heavyweight division just drops off considerably. So it's a catch-22 in a no-win situation there.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you got 22, I got 23.
Thank you, Jake Roberts.
Well, at least that leads us to the road to Dominion, which can't be any worse than the road we had to Extreme Rules, so let's get right into it. Jason, I'm sure you got that card.
Yeah, I do. The road to Dominion, coming up Friday at stupid o'clock. I think it's, 5:30 a.m. show. What do we have? We have, Tetsuhiro Yagi and, Little Red Shoes, Sayoto Umino taking on Taka Michinoku and El Desperado in the first match. Good opening match. Second match, we have, the oldest young lion ever, Oka, River People, Hawaii Kawato, Tiger Mask, Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, and Togi Makabe, teaming up to take on, the young Roid Lion, Kitamura, Jushin Thunder Liger. The other half of the uncles, why they split them up, I don't know, but Nakanishi is on this team, and then Tenkozi, Kojima, and Tenzan.
Wait, they split the ornery uncles up? No.
They did.
Damn it.
Nagata's on one team and Nakanishi is on the other, but you got Nakanishi and Tenkozi on one team, but you couldn't put Nakanishi on the other team and put Makabe over there? That doesn't make sense.
I know.
Makabe's
Well,
not doing
the only
anything.
thing that I like more than Nakanishi and Nagata teaming together is them fighting each other, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it should be a decent, 10-man second match.
Yeah, and can we just get a 2-minute video segment before the match starts of Nakanishi eating 12 eggs and 5 pancakes and 8 waffles for breakfast? That's all I want.
And Kojima
That's like
eating
a
a ton
snack.
of bread.
Yeah, for him that's a snack, you're right.
That's a snack.
I believe we
Kojima
have...
can come to the ring with a bakery bag and some baguettes and croissants and all kinds of bread.
Actually, for
Bread
Nakanishi,
club.
we need a deep fat fryer in one corner just constantly making food for him.
You're on rings
Monster
already.
mornings.
So after that, we have Ishii and Gato versus Takahashi and Page. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that should be fun. I've got a
Yay,
renewed,
Ishii's there, yes. Ishii's there.
and I have a renewed interest in Hangman Page now, thanks to Ring of Honor.
I love the new attitude that Ishii has, that he showed in the finals of the Best of Super Juniors. Like, when he won the match and everybody else is celebrating, he just walks the hell off, because he's still pissed off that he lost to Kenny Omega. I love his newfound attitude. It kind of reminds me of that movie Warrior, where the guy wins the match and everybody else is celebrating, he's just like, nah, fuck this, and just walks off. I hope he continues to do that.
That's just Stone Pitbull being Stone Pitbull.
Yeah, true.
But I think Will's onto something. Letting him show that side of himself more doesn't hurt.
It sure doesn't. It's great.
Next match, we have Will's favorite, David Finlay, teaming up with War Machine and Michael Elgin.
The returning Michael Elgin, yay!
Yes, going up against Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Bad Luck Fale, and Cody, no last name.
I was about to say, and your favorite Cody, because everybody seems to hate Cody other than me.
Why?
I love Cody.
Oh, good. At least there's one other person that doesn't hate Cody.
I love Cody. I think he's the main reason why I watch D&D Elite now, just to see the creative ways that he says fuck the revival.
Yeah. This week it was on Coffee Cup.
Why is David Finlay in this? I hope they beat the piss out of David Finlay. Obviously, he's in this match
He's
to
going to take the pin, so...
Obviously, he's going to take the pin in this match. Like,
yeah, can Cody hit him with the crossroads? I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Can Bad Luck Fale hit him with the Bad Luck Fall on, like, the cement?
Hey,
just count out win there?
Or can the Gorillas of Destiny just give him a double team powerbomb on the concrete?
Hey, we don't want him dead.
Yes, we do. Can I just
one
say
of us
that
doesn't want him dead?
I don't want him dead, I just want him out. Go ahead.
Can I just say that I'm jealous? I'm jealous of the Gorillas, their acronym for their tag team name. Like, how awesome is it that their acronym is God? Like,
it's the G.
Why hasn't anybody else? Yeah, why hasn't anybody else thought about that? Like, oh, I'm so jealous of their tag team name.
They should seriously come out to Mobb Deep. It would make their entrance so much better.
It really should.
So after that, we have Jado, Yoshihashi, Toru Yano, and Hiroki Goto versus Taichi, Kanemaru, Zack Sabre Jr., and Minoru Suzuki. So, other than Taichi, just get the fuck off my TV, I'm looking forward to this.
But Goto's gonna be there. Stupid Goto.
You know what? I'd be fine with that
snooze
because...
button, Kanemaru's gonna be there.
Let's have Goto kill Taichi, and then at least we get one good thing out of the two of them.
I don't know. I really want Yano to steal Kanemaru's whiskey. That's kind of what I'm waiting for in this match.
But as the sole person on this panel who actually likes Taichi, yes, I'm actually looking forward to Yanni stealing something. I don't know why they don't have him do that more often. Like,
he's a sublime master thief.
It gets a pop every time he steals anything. I pop for it.
Mm-hmm.
If he should steal Taichi's hammer. If he steals Taichi's hammer, I would totally pop.
That would be cool.
Oh,
too.
yes, that would be great.
If Tiger Hattori refs this match, he could steal his shoes.
Or if he steals Taichi's, like, tearaway pants. That would be just as good as well.
If he ripped his pants off, yeah, that would be the one time I probably wouldn't mind Taichi's pants coming off.
Oh, well, we've got a good scenario for this match then. Moving on, we've got Kushida, Ricochet, Juice Robinson, Taguchi, and Tanahashi versus the team I want to win in every single way possible. Bushi, Evil, Sonata, Takahashi, and Naito. Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yes,
Every
Taguchi
member.
Japan. I like Taguchi Japan. I don't know why I like them because I probably shouldn't, but I like Taguchi Japan.
I refuse to acknowledge Taguchi Japan as a thing. It's
It
just
is a
no.
thing.
As much as you try to make it a thing, it's not a thing. It's a
They
ragtag
have
bunch of
jackets.
people.
It's totally a thing.
It's
They
not
have
a thing.
jackets.
Los
They have
Ingobernables
wings.
de
I want one.
Japón is a thing. They got baseball jerseys. They win.
They have
Excuse
jackets.
me. I'm gonna say, like, there's fans holding up Taguchi Japan fucking, like, towels or banners or whatever.
Yes,
It's totally
they
a
have
thing.
towels. They have jackets now that are for sale.
And
They have
there's
shirts with
Cena and Roman
69
Reigns
on them.
shirts. What's your point?
They have 69 on their shirts. How can you not pop for that? How can you
Yeah,
not pop for that? Come on, Jason.
To me, Taguchi Japan is like John Cena and Shawn Michaels being a team. It's
That's
accidentally
nothing like
good,
that.
but it's not something you want.
First of all, it has Tanahashi and Juice Robinson on the team. And, like, slowly but surely, I've become a fan of Juice Robinson. I don't know if it's because New Japan did that whole on the road with Juice Robinson thing where you got to, like, hear his backstory or whatever. But I'm slow, and I don't know if it was his match against, Naito or whatever, but slowly I've become a Juice Robinson fan. And I like Taguchi Japan. I think that they're just goofy enough.
Yes, me too.
That it works for me.
Yeah, it's just when everybody in the faction, well, maybe not Juice Robinson, but I like Juice Robinson, nothing against him, but when everybody in the faction has more name value than the guy who is your leader, Taguchi, things are kind of messed up.
Do not hinder the gooch. Okay?
Yes.
Leave him alone.
Ricochet is a bigger name than Taguchi. Tanahashi is a bigger name than Taguchi. Kushida, arguably a bigger name than Taguchi.
I don't want Tanahashi Japan. It would be nothing but hair products and weaves.
An air guitar.
No, give me Taguchi Japan.
All 5 of them playing air guitar at once. That would be awesome.
God.
I think we're getting bogged down on this, so I'm going to move on to the main event, which is a very elite team in the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega taking on Roppongi Vice and Kazuchika Okada.
I hope they just let it all hang out in this match and just go crazy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like our sneak preview for Dominion on Road to Dominion, because if this was on the Dominion card, I wouldn't be at least bit mad at it.
It should be fun. And hopefully, Okada will get killed.
Why do you not like Okada?
She's got this thing
He
against
looks
him.
like a confused baby rodent all the time.
Oh my God.
Constantly. He looks so lost and confused.
You
The
know what?
boy is on his way to getting married. Somebody better get him a map.
Like, I think of Okada as the Japanese version of Jimmy Rave. Being the fact that, like, with his walk and his arrogance and, like, his nonchalant, demeanor when he first enters the ring and stuff,
His
just
clueless
screams,
indifference.
yeah, it just screams that I'm indifferent, like, I don't care, like, I already know I'm gonna win this, but this is just a formality. I like Okada. I think that he has great matches and stuff. And I really love the entire storyline that they're doing with him as far as he's only winning matches because he's not letting go of somebody's wrist. I love how that has very subtly?
Subtly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very subtly became the storyline behind all of his matches and stuff is that, he's on the verge of losing and he hits the Rainmaker and he doesn't let go and he's able to hit it several more times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with Okada in his matches. My problem with Okada is the same problem I have with Roman Reigns. It's just this constant pushing to the exclusion of anybody else, and he can't lose. That's my problem. It's like, give somebody else a chance.
Except I don't think crowds in Japan react to Okada the way crowds in America react to Reigns. I don't think that works.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying my personal problem with Okada, other than the fact that he looks like a confused baby duck all the time, is that he's always there.
I understand that, but since we are all gaijins compared to the people this is actually targeted to, we have to say if it works in Japan, then it works.
I don't have to say that.
I do, because it's not.
I mean, it's fine, but I mean, that's my problem with him. He's a fine wrestler. I don't have any problem with his matches. I think he wrestles great when he's in there with somebody that takes him outside of his comfort zone. Like his matches with Marufuji, his matches with Ishii during last year's G1 were incredible because they weren't the same Okada match we see all the time. But mostly it's just the same match all the time, and it gets old and stale, and that's why it's like, just give us something new. Just for, a while. Try it. See if it works. It's like trying on a new dress. Just see if it fits and if it's flattering and it works for you. You still have your old standby comfy sweats in the back, but just give something new a shot every once in a while.
Well, Abby, that example only works for you because none of the rest of us are going to put on a dress.
Maybe Big Vito would.
Well, yeah, but he's not here.
He's not on our podcast, though.
If you pay me as much as you pay Vito, I'd wear a dress. I have an amazing butt. And I do a lot of squats. So I think my butt would look amazing in a dress.
That is actually the logical argument to this, is if you pay me $250,000 a year to go out and wrestle in a dress, I'll put on a damn dress.
There you go. You still got your sweats in the locker room. You can put those on if the dress doesn't work.
Right. Well, speaking of things that I know won't work for you, Will, because it's your least favorite wrestler in New Japan, the dark match for Dominion features David Finlay teaming with Umino and Oka against Kawato, Kitamura, and Yagi.
See, I will watch it because I like, what's his name, Oka?
Yes, the oldest young lion, as we like to call him.
The 45-year-old young lion?
I don't know why, like, when I first saw him, I hated him, because he reminded me of, like, a hairless mole.
Oh, God, he is like a hairless mole rat.
But, over time, like, I really enjoy him and Steroid Lion, the struggle. Yes, I love the struggle that them two guys are having and stuff to say who's the top young lion. And now they've thrown in Red Shoe's son, who, for some reason, the Best of Super Junior is the final, just got his ass beat. But I really like seeing Oka now. I really like enjoying watching him, on my TV. So, because he's in the match, I can let David Finlay be there as long as he's the one taking the pin.
And his River people still going to be fired up. I mean, he has shown some fire over the last couple matches. Hirai Kawato has just been a man possessed, a man on a mission. He has just been, he has been Tommy Rich. He's been fired up.
He's leading people to the river and bathing them in the baptismal water. That's what he's doing with the river right now. So, Jason, why don't you take it away with the next match, which actually kicks off the main card?
Yeah, kind of a throwaway match. Hiroshi Tenzan, Jushin Liger, Manabu Nakanishi, Mr. Monster Morning himself, and Satoshi Kojima, taking on Tiger Mask W, Togi Makabe, and Yuji Nagata.
Hey, it's a match with Tenkozy in it. I got no problem with that.
Tenkozy and Ibushi, and it's an opening match, so it is what it is.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The fact that Ibushi is wrestling in the first match on the card in a mask on New Japan shows is still just so hilarious to me.
And yet it is the perfect embodiment of what Kota Ibushi wants, is that he wants to do what is artistic to him.
Here, we're WWE, we're going to offer you this hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nope, I'm going to go home and wrestle a blow-up doll.
I'm going to be Tiger Mask.
Yes,
Yay.
Hey, hold on now, because Tiger Mask is a big, huge deal in Japan.
Tiger Mask W, a big, huge deal in Japan.
It will be eventually. And can we really say, looking at what they've done with Nakamura and WWE, that he made the wrong decision? Can we really say that he's made a bad decision staying in New Japan and putting on the Tiger Mask?
Can we? Get me started on Nakamura.
And we can actually make that same argument with Kenta. Was he really better off going to NXT? Probably not.
No, because they tried to kill him. They've broken his bones. They've broken his spirit. They've driven him nuts.
I'm just saying. If I was Ibushi, I would probably stay in New Japan as well. Just
Yeah, I
saying.
would stay over there, riding bicycles and blowing myself up with fireworks and
And
hell
having
yeah.
and having apartment wrestling matches, which I don't even know if we want to go into that. Oh man.
Maybe Big Japan can book him for the next Poseidon Adventure Splash match.
Oh,
We should be getting one of those next month.
Well, anyway, if we're designating this the opening throwaway match, I will not give that to the next match because we have
Even more of a throwaway. I didn't even know who the champions were. This is going to be a clusterfuck of epic proportions, and I really don't care. This is
well,
the
it's a
never
gauntlet
six-man title match.
so it's not going to be a clusterfuck because it's going to be,
Thank you.
each team of, it'll start off with whoever going against whatever team. They're not all going to be out there at the same time.
And
They
for
wouldn't
the
all fit
record,
in the ring at the same time.
for the record, let's just run down those teams. Los Ingobernables, which will be Bushi, Evil, and Sonata, they are the never openweight six-man champions versus the Bullet Club team of Bad Luck Fale, Hangman Page, and Yujiro Takahashi versus the Chaos team of Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, and Yoshihashi versus the Suzuki-gun team of Taichi, Kanemaru, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus the Taguchi Japan team of Juice Robinson, Ricochet, and Ryusuke Taguchi. But again, they will not all be in the ring at the same time. It is a gauntlet format.
I get a headache just listening to all the members of each of those teams. Ugh.
I have no problem with it because it is arguably the second or third biggest show of the year for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So
Second.
It's second. All right, fair. We'll just call it the second. So you want to get as many of these guys on that card as possible.
Yeah. Dominion is their second biggest show of the year, so it's kind of like SummerSlam is for WWE.
This will be when I go and do my Monster Morning during this match.
Oh, Lord.
The only reason I was even debating whether it's second or third is because it's second in my heart, but maybe the G1 Climax Finals are bigger to other people. I don't know.
Well, that's not technically a show. That's, the end of a tournament kind of deal, so.
Right, but that final show of the tournament always gets a really big focus. Because
because then that's setting up the main event for Wrestle Kingdom, which is the big show of the year.
Right, so it's almost like 2A and 2B in some respects, but I definitely would put Dominion ahead of it. So anyway.
And yeah, Dominion got a whole lot bigger in 2015 when they moved it to Osaka, and it's been huge ever since.
Oh, yes. So
Can I say that I really feel like Sonata should get a bigger role on the roster?
Hell yes.
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
1,000 cold skulls, yes.
Oh God, like that dude is so awesome, and like I feel like they I don't want to say they're underutilizing him because obviously they're not. But I just feel like he should get a lot more time as a singles wrestler than what they're giving him.
I almost feel like this is the slow burn to that, though. They're making us want it and making us wait for it.
And maybe it's because he's like my 8-year-old son's favorite wrestler. I don't know why. My youngest son, who's autistic and stuff, was in his room laughing his ass off, like 2 nights ago, and I couldn't figure out what he was laughing at. And so I was afraid that he was watching something weird, like, cause he likes to watch horror movies, and I don't watch horror movies whatsoever. So I made my wife go in his room and check to see what he was watching. And he was watching an LIG 6-man with Sonata, and he kept rewinding back to the part where Sonata was kicking somebody in the face and was just dying laughing. I don't know if it's because of his mohawk. I don't know if it's because he just thought it was funny that he was kicking the guy in the face. I have no idea what it was, but like Sonata is my 8-year-old's favorite New Japan wrestler.
That's not a bad pick. He's got good taste.
As far as this match goes, I won't call this a throwaway match. I think that it's actually overall, I think it's going to be a really good match. As long as, I get to see LIJ versus Taguchi Japan, I'm fine.
Yes, because they're always so much fun.
All I care is that Los Ingobernables retains. I don't care who they have to beat at the end of the gauntlet to retain. I just want them to.
Do we know the order of the gauntlet?
No, it's random.
Random except for the Booker. The Booker knows, but the rest of us don't. So.
Yes, Gato knows.
Yeah, Gato knows. And, now we move on to Roppongi Vice. the champions of IWGP's Junior Heavyweight Division for the tag titles, with the Young Bucks trying to take it off of them. So, Abby, you can start on this.
Well, hell, this is going to be the first time I think we're seeing the IWGP Junior Tag titles defended since the Bucks lost them. So, I don't know. This is one of those hot potato titles that New Japan has. I'm guessing that Roppongi Vice might end up losing again.
Well, at least it's not in a 4-way match at this point. At least it's 2 teams.
This is true.
It's kind of good
I
thing
don't know
here.
about that. I mean, there was, that got to be enough, but, I mean, there was a great, what was it? It was a 3-way match in 2015 at Dominion between the Young Bucks, Roppongi Vice, and Red Dragon, so you can have good multi-man matches, but yeah, it did get to be a little too much. It is nice to see it one-on-one, but that's not to say multi-man matches can't be good too. Or multi-team matches, rather.
All right, William, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to agree with Abby and stuff. We haven't seen those titles defended since the Young Bucks lost it, and since the trend has been that the Young Bucks have been going back to regaining all the titles that they lost over the past couple of months. I definitely see them getting those titles back and stuff and defending them in ROH, et cetera, et cetera. That's it. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, then
I'm not a big Roppongi Vice fan.
I love Roppongi Vice. Rocky Romero is awesome. So is Beretta, but Romero especially is one of the clown princes of New Japan.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Well, then we'll just move on from that to Hanson and Ray Rowe, War Machine, facing the Gorillas of Destiny, putting their IWGP Tag Team titles on the line. I do not see the Gorillas winning this, but I could be wrong, so I'll get everybody else's opinion. Jason?
I kind of feel the way about this match as I do the match before it. It's kind of like, I've seen this before. Well, I do think the Young Bucks are going to win the junior tag. I do think War Machine is going to hold on to the big IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. I'm impressed by War Machine when I see them, but really, can we get some new heavyweight tag teams in there to face them? Because I'm sick of seeing them fight Gorillas of Destiny. I really am.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to freshen up the heavyweight tag team title scene a little bit, but I don't think that's a detriment to the style this match can be, because War Machine is so physical, and Gorillas of Destiny, when they're not phoning it in, are pretty damn good too. So, Will, what do you say?
This might be the second favorite match this might be the second most match I'm most looking forward to on this entire card, man. Like, this match to me is a big Hoss match. You know, it's like you have 4 guys who just physically dominant. It's going to be some, there's going to be some flips and some dives or whatever. But I really thought they're going to go out there and beat the piss out of each other, man. I really enjoy Ray Rowe. I loved him on the Indies. I enjoyed Hanson on the Indies. I loved him as a tag team. Like you said, Steve, when the Gorillas are phoning it in, man, they have some really good matches, some really good performances. And with this being one of the biggest shows of the year for them, man, I think that this is going to be a knockout, drag-out slugfest. But I'm going to go probably against the grain, and I'm going to say that the Gorillas are probably going to take this one home.
All right. I don't think you've made your pick yet, Abby.
War Machine retains.
Simple as that, then. So we'll see when the card takes place Sunday morning. But in the meantime, we go on to, if I got this right, Jason, the next match would be Cody, the man with no last name, versus Michael Elgin.
Yes, and if Cody doesn't die a horrible, beautiful murder death in this, there's just no justice in the world.
Well,
I want to see Michael Elgin just crush and destroy Cody like the monster that Michael Elgin is.
I was about to say, just on the physical size of Michael Elgin alone compared to Cody, you would expect beautiful murder. But Cody, inexplicably, whether you like him or not, is going to get a good singles match out of him and might even go ahead and get the win. What do you think, Will?
I don't think either one of these guys, me myself, like, I'm not a huge fan of Michael Elgin in Japan. I don't know why. I love him everywhere else. I don't love him in Japan. I don't know why. And Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, still hasn't gained traction on the independents yet. And as big or as wide and as thick as Michael Elgin is, he is still just that short too. He's actually shorter than I am. I'm not really excited for this match. I feel like this has the potential to be like in the bottom, performance-wise of the card. I don't know why. I don't feel like these two guys, their styles are going to mesh well. And I really feel like it's going to be not as good as you guys are hoping for it to be.
Well, they probably positioned it underneath the top 4 matches for a reason. This is kind of the bridge to the main events of the show. What do you think, Abby?
I'll be walking the dog during this match.
This is the popcorn match. Oh God!
Yeah, this is the piss break match for me because Elgin did. I enjoyed Elgin in his first G1, and after that, I don't think they've used him properly. Cody, I just do not enjoy in New Japan at all, so I just don't have any real interest in this match.
All right, so moving on to the tippy top of the card, the 4 matches that should really tear the house down at Dominion on Sunday. We start with Hiromu Takahashi, the man who is a monkey when Naito claps his hands, versus Kushida, the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors. So, does Kushida take back the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, or does Takahashi retain? Jason?
This is where I'm going to use the phrase cautiously pessimistic, because that's how I feel about this match. That's kind of how I feel about the entire top of the card, the top 4 matches. After a very mad Best of the Super Juniors booking, and like I said, kind of the wrong story told about the final, as I said earlier, I'm kind of indifferent about this match, because if Kushida wins, my interest in the junior heavyweight division is going to drop off. I want Takahashi to win, but that's going to kind of cheapen and make what happened at Best of the Super Juniors kind of null and void. I'm going to say Hiromu retains. I'm going to go with my heart and say Hiromu retains, but I'm not. While Kushida and Hiromu both had good matches during the Best of the Super Juniors, I'm not sure this is going to be a good match.
I will respectfully disagree, but I will throw to Abby for her opinion.
What I really want to see is Naito being out there during the match and clapping so that we can see like a continuation of Days Prestonville. See, Hiromu go 8-man during the match. If I can't have that, I would like a repeat of their last match that went less than 2 minutes where, Hiromu just kicks the shit out of Kushida and it's over. But barring that, I have a feeling they're going to give the title back to Kushida, and once again, we're just going to be stuck in this multi-man bullshit with the junior heavyweight title until what's the next junior tournament that rolls around?
Is there one?
Yeah, are there 2 every year? There's Best of the Super Juniors, and then there's
the Super
another
J
one.
Cup?
Yeah, Super J Cup.
That only happens every several years.
It might happen again this year. But whatever, I just have a feeling they're going to go with Kushida, and I'm not going to be happy, and Hiromu is going to cry, and the world will end. But it should make for some good videos, at least.
William, what do you say about this match?
I'm going to kind of agree with Abby for the fact that I feel like this match may be kind of a repeat of their last outing, where it's not going to be very long. I think it's still going to be very short, but at the same time, I think that Takahashi is still going to retain. I think that if Kushida wins this match, I think that they've blown what they've built up so far, especially with Takahashi, the way he won so convincingly the last time they faced each other, and then all the struggling that Kushida had to do through the Super Juniors tournament stuff, and then how much he struggled against Will Ospreay, who I think we can all admit is nowhere near as talented, although he may be more physically talented, acrobatically wise, as Takahashi. As far as in-ring skills, he's no Takahashi whatsoever. So as much as he struggled in that finals match, I feel like the story needs to continue, that he still needs to find something in himself and shit. He needs to find a darker, meaner side of him that kind of came out when he was stomping Will Ospreay in the face, but they kind of, but he's still a nice guy because he was shaking everybody's hand at the end of the Best of Super Juniors tournament. I think that in order for him to beat Takahashi, they need to reveal that he just becomes mean and diabolical and he starts cheating. So I think that this match may last about 5.5, 6 minutes, and Takahashi's gonna retain.
If you're looking for a darker and a meaner side, you need to look no further than the next match, Will, because we've got Minoru Suzuki with Hiroki Goto challenging him in a lumberjack death match for the never openweight title, and this will be, as Abby would like to say, beautiful, glorious murder with Minoru Suzuki just killing the fuck out of him.
Woohoo! I'm happy with this. This is what I'm looking forward to. I want to see Goto die.
Why did you like Goto?
I am completely and utterly indifferent towards Goto. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. So I'm pretty much 100% okay with Misu killing him.
See, I'm not a big Suzuki fan.
Oh my God! How dare you?
But you like Tai Chi.
I'm sorry.
You like Tai Chi, but you don't like Misu?
No, I like Tai Chi more. I don't know why. I just do. Call me Cookie. But I like Goto. I like the idea of them having the lumberjack match. I think somebody's going to probably die. I think they'll probably both end up dying. I think it's going to be a very, very physical match and stuff, man. Arguably, this is tied with the War Machine and the Gorillas and stuff. It's, possibly my second favorite match in the card. Just because I know that it's going to be really brutal. It's going to be really physical. But I think that Goto is going to win.
I still see Misu retaining, but what do you say, Jason?
Again, I'm going to be cautiously pessimistic about this match. I'm looking at this kind of in terms of how it relates to last year's gimmick match, which was Michael Elgin versus Kenny Omega in that insane ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping this lives up to it. I don't have my hopes up, but I really do wish it would live up to that, and I would love to see Suzuki just go out there and murder Goto, because I'm kind of indifferent to Goto too. I think he would fit better in Noah than he would in New Japan, and if we could trade him there for Misu the Butcher, that would be awesome. Or Mary the Butcher, that's what I'm thinking of.
Mary the Butcher.
Mary the Butcher, yeah. Misu's gonna be a butcher in this match and just butcher her. He's gonna carve some Kobe steaks out of Goto in this one.
You've just given me a dream scenario I didn't even realize. Can we just get a tag team with Marufuji and Suzuki just killing every other tag team in every weight class ever?
That would work. That would add some depth to that heavyweight tag division, the IWGP New Japan heavyweight tag division that War Machine needs some new challengers. I'd watch that.
I would certainly watch that. Abby, did you give an official prediction for this match?
Goto dies.
Fair enough. Co-main events will be Tetsuya Naito defending the IWGP Intercontinental title that I don't give a fuck about because Tetsuya Naito gives no shits about it either, but I still love him, and he can treat that title any way he wants. And if he disrespects it all the way to giving it to Tanahashi because he doesn't give a fuck about it, I would be sad, only because Naito lost, not because of the title itself. What do you say, Jason?
At Wrestle Kingdom, Tetsuya Naito defending his Intercontinental Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi was my first match of the year candidate. And I'm hoping they're able to catch lightning in a bottle twice and have the same type of fantastic match they had at Wrestle Kingdom. Again, I'm cautiously pessimistic, but Tetsuya Naito has to retain here because at this point in his career, it does nothing for Hiroshi Tanahashi to hold that belt, and it just does everything for Naito to continue to hold that belt and for him to continue to try to destroy that belt.
I don't think anybody else can hold that belt because if he gives it to anybody else, it'll crumble in their hands. What do you say, Abby?
I think Tana and his floofy ponytail are going to win because I think for some strange reason we're going to get a new Intercontinental title. A new physical belt, Even though Tana has said he will put the IC title back together with his hands if he has to. Which, that's quality content that I want on New Japan World. Cause I would love to see him do that. Just like, he tweeted earlier today that he had just finished his laundry. I would like to see that too because I don't believe Tana washes his own panties, but still. I see Tana winning. I don't see I don't see Naito winning, mainly because I see Naito winning the G1 this year. So I think that's the setup for this.
You do actually, once again, somebody's painted a scenario for me that I didn't even know I wanted, now I do, because I would like vignettes of Tanahashi in a leather butcher, just working over the leather hide and pounding on it and dyeing it and just getting it scraped off all the animal skin. I want to see him preparing the leather and then hammering the plates back together and torching them in the fire. I want to watch this whole thing now.
Exactly. He said he would put it back together with his hands.
Let's get that. And let's actually have him win for that reason. But I still root for Naito regardless. So what do you say, Will?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with Jason. I don't think that, as good as their match was at Wrestle Kingdom, I don't think that they're going to be able to, as Jason put it, capture lightning in a bottle of spice. I think that this match will be slightly less good. Is that Abby? As a writer, is that the correct way to say that? Slightly not as good?
It will be slightly subpar to their match at Wrestle Kingdom.
There you go. Slightly subpar. Thank you, Abby. To their match at Wrestle Kingdom. But I don't think that Tanahashi is going to win the title. I think, like was said earlier, that at this point in his career, he's already had a Hall of Fame career. He's already going to go down as one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers of all time. It serves no purpose for him to recapture the IC title except for his own ego. I love what they're doing. I feel that the longer Naito keeps the IC title and destroys it, the more precious it becomes, the more people are going to want him to lose. The more, I don't know how to say it, but the more that he holds it, the more that he destroys it and disrespects it, the longer, the more the fans are going to want somebody to take it away from him. And I think that it's too early to take that title off of Naito. I think that him holding that title makes that title, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it almost makes the IC title more important than the IWGP Heavyweight title, just because people are so interested in what he's going to do to it next. If he came in with like garden shears and just cut the side plates off of it, or the side straps off or whatever, I think that would be amazing, more amazing than him actually breaking the plates. Honestly, so I'm going to say that, Naito's going to retain.
I don't think he can top the fact that he tried to pay for a candy bar at a convenience store with the title. He can't really top that, but he can still go on and create more interest in it, as you've rightly pointed out. So,
I would like to see him take it to a pawn shop. Kind of like New Jack back in Smoky Mountain. Just show up to like a New Japan show with a pink slip taped around his waist, and when everybody asks what happened to the title, he just said, "I pawned it," in Osaka.
Did Morales do that with the WWF title?
I don't know. I know New Jack did it with the Smoky Mountain Tag title.
I'm trying to remember which NWA champion actually threw it under his car and drove over it because...
That would be Stan Hansen.
Thank you. That was what I was thinking of when we came up with these scenarios. So.
Yeah, Stan threw it under, I think it was under his car and ran over the AWA title and then sent it back to Vern Gagne.
That may be the finale of this storyline. We may have just booked it. So
could be.
Let's go on to the main event. Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega, with Okada putting the IWGP Heavyweight title on the line. Abby, you get to start.
Omega has to win this match. He has to. I mean, from a business standpoint, it's what makes sense with the U.S. expansion. From a storyline standpoint, it's what makes sense for Okada and Omega both. And it's not going to be the match we saw at Wrestle Kingdom. It's not going to even be close. It's going to be something completely different. I have a feeling that if any match surprises us with a short length of it, it's going to be this one.
I've listened to a lot of Kenny Omega interviews leading up to this Dominion card, and if there's one thing that strikes me time and again that he is emphatic about, it's that he doesn't just want to go out there and have a great match or be regarded as a great wrestler. He wants the company to put all of its weight on his back and say, you are the guy to carry us forward into the future. And if he has a great match, a good match, or an average match, it doesn't matter to him as long as he's the guy entrusted with that vision. But he
And
also... Go ahead.
If you go back and look at the VTR for their Wrestle Kingdom match, and New Japan has tweeted it a lot in the last couple of days, they described Okada as the man entrusted with wrestling's future, and they described Omega as the man who will change wrestling's future. So they've been setting this up, and I have a feeling that this is what we're going to see Sunday. This is kind of the culmination of the last year and a half for Omega, and kind of the beginning for New Japan going forward as of July the 1st.
Exactly. Not only is it the changing of the guard in that respect, but to further what I was going to say, it's almost that Omega can't even help himself. Even if he doesn't go out there to steal the show, even if he doesn't go out there to have a 5-star match or a 6-star match even, it's almost not possible for him to not give 110%. Even when he says he's trying to work safe and trying to do impressive spots in ways that don't hurt him, he still over-delivers even when he's holding back. It's truly remarkable to watch. There are a few guys that are on his level right now in terms of not only his talent and charisma, but just sheer ability to perform. William, what do you have to say?
Oh man, like, I'm really, this is the match, obviously, that everybody's looking forward to, obviously, because it's the main event. This match is like a double-edged sword, because you're hoping that it's going to be better than the Wrestle Kingdom match, but, you know, common sense saying that it's not going to be another 6-star match. And if it is another 6-star match, then damn it, congratulations and kudos to these two guys. I would definitely agree with the fact that Kenny Omega, they have no choice but to put the title on Kenny Omega, not only because of the U.S. expansion, because, as Abby said, this has been a year and a half in the making and stuff, and I feel like Kenny Omega winning the title will be different than any other Gaijin winning the IWGP tournament. You know, if he's saying that, you know, he's working these tremendous spots and being safe, I would love to see him work a match where he just says the hell with it and just goes balls to the wall. But also, I definitely think that he has to win, because I think that Okada has had a great run as being at the top of the card. But as one of the boards and as a booker and stuff, you know, people have to go, wrestling goes up and down, and so should wrestlers as far as the card goes. I think that Okada's had a great run at the top of the card. I think that he needs to, you know, drop down a level or two and work back up to the top of the card and stuff. And hopefully, like Abby would say, give some fresh guys, a run at the IWGP title, and, you know, give some new guys a run at the IWGP title, and really freshen the scene up.
And just give a non-Japanese wrestler a chance to be the top guy in Japan and see what happens. Just give it a try. You can't, the worst you can do is say, hey, it didn't work because we're not drawing in Japan, and you can go back to Okada later. But at least if you're going to try to expand to a worldwide market, give it a try, because you got nothing to lose. Right, Jason?
Well,
go ahead, Will.
Okay, I mean, they put, you know, the world title on other non-Japanese wrestlers, but they had to they need to give Kenny Omega an extended run with the title. If he's not holding that title for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years, it's going to be a huge injustice, not only to New Japan, the New Japan wrestling fans, but to the company itself.
Right, but in the past, when they've had other wrestlers be their ace that aren't Japanese, that's been for the Japanese audience because they liked the Gaijin big man coming in and winning. this is for them to take it around the world and not just in Japan. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. I probably didn't make that point clear, so I thought I should clarify that. But I was also throwing it to Jason for his final thoughts as we wrap this up.
Yeah, I was going to mention, Vader, Scott Norton, Bob Sapp, Brock Lesnar, like you were saying, the big gaijins that came in and won the IWGP heavyweight title. So, I mean, it has been around the waist of non-Japanese people before, but definitely, let me pronounce his name right first, the first name anyway, Kazuchika Okada. He needs to lose to Kenny Omega. It's time. I put Okada in that same category as Tanahashi. I mean, Okada could never hold the IWGP Heavyweight Championship again. He's going to be over with the fans that he's over with, and then kind of the smart marks in Japan are going to hate him because they boo him in certain cities that he goes to, and that's just kind of the way it goes. But he's kind of reached that pinnacle, and he really doesn't need the title at this point. Continental Championship. He could even hold the Never Championship and still be over as he is with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And as Abby said, this makes sense from a business perspective. Having someone who speaks English, someone from North America, when you're going over to Los Angeles, somebody from your neighboring country of Canada can do wonders to promote your promotion to an English-speaking audience that you're trying to grow and run with going forward. So it makes sense. Okada won his match last year against Naito at Dominion, and Omega lost his match against Elgin last year at Dominion, so it would make sense to kind of reverse the fortunes and have Kenny win and Okada lose.
And if you haven't watched them, watch the 2 interviews that Omega did with The Law. They're out on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that kind of gives you an idea of where I was getting what I was saying. We're not going to get the same match we got at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't even think it's going to go 20 minutes. I think it's going to be something completely different, and it's not going to be the spectacle that Wrestle Kingdom was. It's going to be a completely different story and a completely different match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dan the Mouth Labransky from Live Audio Wrestling did a fantastic interview with Kenny Omega, so that could be
it's 2 parts, and yeah, it's a really good insight into what Omega is wanting to do, not only with Okada, but with New Japan. And I think he let one thing slip during it when it was, this whole thing of, well, what was he going to do after Wrestle Kingdom this year? He said, I knew like a year and a half ago that I was going to be on the cards in LA. So, I don't think there's been ever any, I don't think Omega is going anywhere anytime soon. I think he is staying with New Japan for the long haul.
Right, and I think the way Labransky actually phrased that question was, going forward with the G1 shows, are we going to see you there in Long Beach? And that's when he said, I knew I'd be there a year and a half ago, and it was like, oh!
Yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah! I mean, they just give some real good insight into him, and that's like talking about how he's not a tough guy, and he doesn't like to get hurt, so he does all this crazy stuff without, as safe as he possibly can.
Right, like
it was real interesting to hear.
Well, at one point he talks about how he does a dive over the barricade to the first row of the crowd, and he's like, but that's safe for me because I know I can jump that far and I know I can hit that. And it's like, okay, that is an incredibly good perspective on it. It looks spectacular to us, but you can clear that barricade, so you're not really taking any risk. Yeah,
I mean, he said, there's the percentage of possibility that I can injure myself walking down the ramp to the ring. There's a percentage that I can injure myself climbing up onto the apron of the ring.
When he said that, the first thing I thought of was Rey Mysterio. Like, that guy could step off a curb and injure himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and hearing Omega talk about this is like, no, I'm not a tough guy, and I do not like pain. So I am going to go out there and be as safe as humanly possible.
My question, okay, can I ask this question? How can he say that and then do that table spot that he did at Wrestle Kingdom where the margin for error was so huge? How
because
can
it
he
wasn't
say that?
huge. I mean, go back and look at that and look at where the Bucks are standing. Look at where that table is. Look at how they position the table between the guardrail and the stage. There really wasn't that much of a margin for error.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have to go back and watch it because, you know, to me, I'm like, man, you know, they had it, instead of having it the long way, they had it sideways. I'm like, Jesus, the margin for error for him blowing that spot was so huge. Like, there's no way I would have risked doing that. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, but I mean, like he says in these interviews, he is extremely naturally athletic, and it's something for him that I think he looks at it differently than other people do, because for him it's not crazy, because he can do this stuff and not really worry about getting hurt so much because he knows how to do it from playing sports all his life and wrestling. I mean, we have to understand he's been in Japan for a dozen years now, so he kind of knows the style and knows how to do this without being stupid about it.
He makes it look good. I think is the bottom line here. Is that even if it looks
That's because
risky,
he is good.
well, that's exactly my point. Is he makes it look good because he is that damn good. So he's capable of doing things most mortal men cannot.
Yeah, but that table spot, I mean, and I've gone back and watched it several times. Where the Bucks are, where the table is, I mean, the stage the ring was on was a little bit elevated from the floor. Where the guardrail was, it was set up to where if something had gone wrong, which I don't think anything would have gone wrong anyway, but there were people right there who could, while he was in the air, move shit around.
True.
Because the Bucks were right there at each side of that table. There's a reason why one was on one side and one was on the other.
Right, to break his fall if necessary.
Yeah, why they weren't off to one side or the other. It was set up to where he was as safe as could humanly be in that spot.
Totally agree with you.
As a wrestler, there's no way. There's no way I would have thought of doing it, especially with a table that narrow. There's no way I would have tried this. I'm like, no.
And
So
plus,
you want me to do
Japanese
what?
tables don't break.
Yeah.
There's always that thing too.
Dude, oh God.
So we have something to look forward to, whether it's a short match, a long match. It'll definitely be an important match.